even though it might seem like ammunition prices are dropping and the market's settling down. Anyone who's been around guns long enough knows better. This kind of calm is often just the eye of the storm. The last time everything felt this stable, several crucial calibers vanished practically overnight. So here's the big question. What happens when the next panic hits? In this segment, we're looking at 7 commonly used calibers that could dry up fast the moment the market shifts. And we're not just talking about obvious stuff like 9mm, 5.56, or 22 long rifle. We're going beyond that into the ammo that most shooters overlook, until it's nowhere to be found. We'll break down why 7.62 by 39mm could vanish with just a single hiccup in overseas shipments, how 30-30 Winchester continues to leave hunters hanging year after year, and why specialty rounds like 6.5, Creedmoor, and 45 Colt might be the next to go scarce. And if you're someone who just bought a high-capacity 380 ACP handgun or jumped into the 5.7 by 28mm craze, you'd better start paying attention. Those rounds are already on shaky ground. If you lived through any of the last ammo droughts, you know how fast prices can triple and how quickly the shelves can clear out. So this guide might just save you a serious headache down the road. First up, 7.62 by 39mm, the imported ammo gamble. If you run an AIK, an SKS, or one of the newer AR variants chambered in 7.62 by 39, like the PSA KS47, you already know why folks love this round. It hits hard, stays relatively controllable, and is still priced lower than many comparable calibers. It's a favorite among preppers, budget-conscious shooters, and anyone running Kalashnikov-style rifles. But here's the rub: most of this ammo still comes from overseas, while American manufacturers crank out 9mm and 223 by the truckload. 7.62 by 39 is mostly sourced from Eastern Europe and Russia. That's a huge liability. The second international supply chains take a hit or new sanctions get announced, this stuff evaporates. Just look back at the buying surge in 2020. Prices shot up past 90 cents a round. By 2021, after the Russian ammo import ban, availability nosedived. Anyone who didn't stockpile early either paid a fortune or went without. Fast forward to April 10th, 2025, and you'll see brass case 7.62 by 39, going for around 45 cents a round. Sounds like a dream, right? But those of us who've been through this before know exactly what that means. The calm before another spike. A low price tag usually signals a temporary glut, not a permanent fix. Yes, a few American companies are slowly starting to manufacture this round domestically. But let's be real, they can't meet national demand, not even close. If another disruption happens, you can expect store shelves to go dry in no time. So if you shoot AKs or Mini 30s, and that price tag still starts with a 4, now's the time to stock up. Once the next wave hits, it's going to be too late. Second, 30-30 Winchester, the classic that keeps getting forgotten. If you're a lever-action fan like I am, 30-30 Winchester probably holds a special place in your collection. It's taken down deer and hogs for over a century, and for dense brush or mid-range shots, it's still one of the best options out there. But here's the problem: this caliber doesn't get the production volume that something like 9mm or 5.56 enjoys. Most manufacturers only ramp up 30-30 production a few months ahead of deer season, then scale it back once the rush ends. That makes it extremely vulnerable to unexpected demand or any hiccups in the supply chain. We saw this clearly in 2021 when rounds were selling for over $3 a piece. Some hunters just couldn't afford it and sat the season out. Prices eased a bit in 2022 and 2023, but not by much. As of April 10th, 2025, the average cost is hovering around 99 cents per round. That's still about 30% below the 4-year high of $1.40, but it's not cheap, and availability is hit or miss. Add to that the fact that fewer manufacturers are producing it, and you've got a serious vulnerability. If one major producer hits a material snag, shipping delay, or shifts production to more popular calibers, 30-30 dries up fast. And with more states clamping down on semi-autos, traditional rifles could see a sudden rise in popularity, which only makes demand tighter. So if you run a Winchester Model 94, a Marlin 336, or one of those new modern lever guns from Henry or Rossi, this is your warning. Grab a few extra boxes now while they're still under $1. Because once hunting season nears or the next shortage hits, 3030 is always one of the first to disappear from the shelves. Number 3. 6.5 Creedmoor, precision demands limited output. As long-range shooting continues to boom, the 6.5 Creedmoor has become the go-to cartridge for serious marksmen. With its flatter trajectory and softer recoil compared to the traditional 308 Winchester, this round is ideal for dropping steel at 500 yards or taking game cleanly at a distance. It's a staple in the competitive precision rifle world, and for good reason. But unlike common rounds like 9mm or 5.56, the 6.5 Creedmoor isn't something ammo companies can whip up overnight. This is a purpose-built round that requires match-grade cases, high-quality projectiles, and carefully measured powder charges. Production takes time, and when demand jumps, manufacturers can't just flip a switch and double the output. We saw what happened in 2021. Supply issues and component shortages pushed prices near $2 per round. By early 2025, things calmed a bit, bringing prices down to around 70 cents. That sounds like a deal, but it's still about 37% below the typical 4-year average of $1.12, and it's not guaranteed to stay there. Demand hasn't dipped either. Rifle makers are still rolling out new bolt guns and semi-automatics in 6.5 Creedmoor, and shooters continue to embrace the round for its consistency and accuracy. But that popularity comes with a price. If there's another supply chain hiccup, new federal regulation, or even a major military contract, the market could go dry fast and prices will jump just as quickly. If you shoot 6.5 Creedmoor regularly, this quiet period is your chance. That 70-cent mark may look like a steal when you're staring at empty shelves, and a $1.50 price tag a few months from now. Number 4. 45 Colt, a Western icon with fragile supply. Few rounds capture the spirit of American gun culture like the 45 Colt. Whether you're spinning cylinders on a single-action wheel gun or running a lever-action rifle with cowboy flair, this cartridge brings heritage and power. But as much as shooters love it, the 45 Colt is a niche caliber, and that's what makes it risky. It doesn't benefit from year-round, high-volume production like 9mm or 45 auto. Ammo companies make it in small batches, often months apart, and only a handful of brands offer it at all. That means when demand ramps up, it can vanish fast. Back in the middle of 2021, this cartridge climbed to around $2 per shot, and premium loads pushed even higher. Since then, prices have inched downward, reaching 64 cents per round as of April 10, 2025. That may be about 17% under the typical average of 77 cents. But it's not the full story. Despite the lower cost, availability remains spotty. Some shops carry 1 or 2 boxes at most if they have it at all. And if a panic wave hits, or another round of anti-gun noise spreads, those few boxes will vanish instantly. Unlike common calibers, there's no deep bench of producers ready to crank out replacements. So if you own a classic Colt single-action Army, a Ruger Vaquero, or a lever gun chambered in this vintage powerhouse, it's smart to stock up while boxes are still on the shelves and under 70 cents. Because once the cowboy crowd starts grabbing them up, good luck finding more anytime soon. Number 5. 5.7 by 28mm, a speed demon with supply gaps. The 5.7 by 28mm round is no longer a niche curiosity. It's gaining real traction. Originally developed for the FN5C Vent pistol and the iconic P90 carbine, this lightweight, high-velocity round has exploded in popularity thanks to a fresh wave of firearms. Ruger's 57 PSAs, Rock, the Smith & Wesson MNP 57, and Kel-Tec's P50 have all brought this cartridge to a broader audience. Its ballistic profile is unique: flat shooting, low recoil, and blisteringly fast. Whether you're looking for a tactical edge or just want something fun and flashy at the range, 5.7 offers something different. But while the round itself has taken off, production hasn't caught up. As of April 10, 2025, Prices hover around 40 cents around well below the high of $1.75 back in early 2021, and 38% under the long-term average of 65 cents. That looks appealing, but it's deceiving. This cartridge is still being made in far smaller quantities than mainstream handgun ammo. Most stores only keep a few boxes in stock, and once they're gone, resupply can take weeks. A single government contract, a new gun release, or even a viral YouTube video can spark a buying spree that wipes out supply. So if you've picked up a pistol or carbine chambered in 5.7 by 28, now's the time to grab a few bulk boxes. That 40-cent sweet spot isn't guaranteed to last, and once demand spikes, finding this round can be like chasing ghosts. Number 6. 12-gauge defensive loads. Not as available as you think. It's easy to assume that 12-gauge shells will always be waiting on the shelf, given their reputation as the workhorse of American shotgunning, from breaking clays to taking ducks to guarding the homestead. But that confidence often disappears when the market tightens. Sure, lighter birdshot loads like number 7 and 1/2 or number 8 usually stay in circulation. But try finding slugs or double-aught buck when civil unrest hits or panic buying takes over you. You'll quickly realize how fragile that supply really is. Back in 2020, defensive 12-gauge rounds skyrocketed past 70 cents per shell. Prices eventually cooled down, and by the time 2023 rolled around, they'd settled into the 35 to 40 cent range, giving shooters a window to rebuild their stockpiles. As of April 10, 2025, average pricing has dipped slightly lower, sitting at 34 cents per round, which is about 13% under the longer-term average of 38 cents. Sounds great, right? But don't get too relaxed. Shotgun shells, especially buck and slug loads, tend to fall behind when production demand ramps up for pistol and rifle cartridges. Manufacturers usually shift their lines toward what moves fastest, and that often means leaving shotgun shooters in the dust. And with heavier loads requiring more materials and higher manufacturing costs, it doesn't take much a material shortage, new legislation, rumors, or another national incident to spark a price spike. If your go-to-home defense rig includes a Remington 870, a Mossberg 500, or one of the newer tactical semi-autos, this might be the right time to box up some extras. Birdshot might be everywhere, but when push comes to shove, it's no replacement for proper fight-stopping power. Number 7. 380 Auto Pocket Pistols. Real shortages. The 380 Auto has found new life thanks to a surge of compact pistols that offer better capacity and improved reliability. Pistols like the Ruger LCP Max, the Beretta 80X Cheetah, and the newest Smith & Wesson Bodyguard have helped shine a spotlight back on this small but capable caliber. It's especially popular with newer gun owners, older shooters, and folks who prioritize ease of carry. But here's the kicker: many of those who carry it don't stock much ammo, often only keeping a single box on hand. Back during the great ammo crunch of 2020, 380 Auto hit painful highs of $1.47 per round. It was one of the last calibers to see price relief, simply because manufacturers were too busy pumping out 9mm and .223 to meet exploding demand. Now, as of April 10, 2025, the going rate is around 27 cents a round. That's about 27% under the historical average of 39 cents, but it's also slightly higher than the past 90-day trend. Translation? We might be looking at the early stages of another slow climb. When things get chaotic, 380 Auto is usually not high on the ammo maker's priority list. They focus on the heavy hitters, leaving smaller calibers like this in short supply. And if you rely on premium self-defense loads like jacketed hollow points, they tend to vanish first. It may feel like there's no rush to buy, but if another round of regulation talk or panic buying kicks off, that 27-cent price tag could double before you know it. If you carry a 380 Auto for personal protection, don't wait until shelves are bare. Right now is your chance to stock up at a price that won't sting later. Let's hear from you. Have you been squirreling away rounds for these calibers? Or are you already seeing slim pickings in your neck of the woods? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this guide helped you stay ahead of the curve, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and tap that bell so you're always in the loop when the next ammo alert hits.